My beloved child, do not scroll. Not now. Something heavenly is being poured into your spirit. Can you sense it? This is Archangel Michael, and I have been sent to deliver a message directly to you. Yes, you. The heavens have held this message in waiting, but today, the gates have opened wide, and you have been chosen to receive it first. Before you move another moment, make sure you are connected. Subscribe now. Not for my sake, not even for your own, but because there are forces that would rather you not hear the fullness of what is about to be revealed. Keep this channel of light open. Secure your link to the divine before the connection fades. Listen closely, beloved, for what comes next will stir your soul. The divine says, if they do not listen now, they will lose me. You have 10 seconds to open your heart completely. If you turn away, the voice of heaven will grow silent. I share this not to frighten, but to awaken. You are standing at a sacred threshold. One step forward, and miracles will pour into your life. One step back, and the quiet you felt may become lasting. This is not just a warning, it is a call to rise again. Because the truth is, someone tried to bury your light. You have felt it. Those nights when you lie awake, and your spirit cries out, why does it feel like something holy is missing? That is not your imagination. That is your soul sensing a breach in your connection to the divine. You are not broken. But something has tried to keep you feeling broken. And right now, yes, in this very moment, God is sending a heavenly override. But it can only reach you if you are open. Only if you receive it. Only if you say, yes, I accept this. Subscribe now. Because what you are about to hear was once hidden. Even the angels shielded their eyes when this scroll was first revealed. If your heart is trembling, that is your confirmation. This message is not a fabrication. It is not fleeting noise. It is prophecy, and you are the first to receive it, my beloved. You did not stumble upon this message by chance. You were guided here. Heaven watched as you scrolled. Heaven saw your exhaustion. Heaven witnessed your silent tears, and heaven sent me. You have not missed your calling. You were simply delayed, so that heaven could prepare this very moment. What is being revealed now is not just a message, it is a divine reversal. And before I go any further, I must tell you, the adversary knows you have found this. The moment you opened this message, darkness began to tremble. That fear you felt, that confusion, that pressure in your chest, it is not weakness. It is the echo of a battle in the unseen. And here is the truth, you have been winning. Even when you didn't realize it. Even when you felt alone. Even when you thought your prayers vanished into emptiness, heaven heard you. And now, it is your turn to hear heaven. Listen with your whole being, child. This is urgent. Your soul has been crying out for help, louder than your words ever could. You have tried to hold yourself together, but God never asked you to be strong on your own. He asked you to stay close. But now, something is happening that you could not have prepared for. A shift, a visitation, a spiritual unlocking. If you listen now, your entire path will bend toward the miraculous. But if you turn away, if you say, I'll listen later, you may pass by a doorway that only opens once in a generation. Pause. Subscribe. Keep this connection alive, because what comes next may stir the very chains that were sent to bind you. My beloved, you have 10 seconds to decide if you are willing to receive everything. If you are still here, it means you are ready. Ready to reclaim what is sacred. Ready to recover what was stolen. Ready to step into a spiritual realm that has waited for you in silence. But listen, this is what you were never told. You are not just chosen. You are anointed. And the moment you begin to believe that, heaven moves, darkness trembles, delays dissolve, and the oil of blessing begins to flow again. But, child, the next part may sting, because I am commanded to tell you this. Someone spoke against your name when you weren't looking. They cast words of doubt into the places you trusted most. They believed you would never rise again. They thought betrayal would break you for good. They thought the drought in your life would bury you. They mistook heaven's silence for God's absence. But they forgot something vital. Your name was written in God's book long before they ever formed an opinion about you. And God does not abandon what He creates. He restores it. And right now, He is restoring you. Child, I need you to be still for this next part. As I speak, something ancient is breaking in the spirit. A generational pain that has run through your family line is about to meet divine interruption. You were not born for an ordinary life. You were sent here to break patterns, to carry light, to be a warrior clothed in flesh. But you forgot, not because you were weak, but because you were attacked early. They came for your light before you could even walk. They tried to silence your voice before you knew its power. They tried to steal your joy when it was still tender. And for a time, the pain worked. But now God says, enough, my beloved, my anointed child, listen. There is a courtroom in heaven. For years, the enemy has brought accusations with your name on them. She's not ready. He's not strong enough. They lack faith. They keep stumbling. But what the adversary did not realize is this: every accusation only added weight to your testimony. And now, heaven has ruled in your favor. A holy reversal is taking place. This is why you have felt so different lately. Waking in the night, weeping over wounds you thought had healed. Feeling chills for no reason. Sensing that change is near. It is. It has already begun. But the next step requires your permission. God does not force freedom. He offers it. And right now, I offer you the sword of truth. Take it. Lift it. Even if your hands tremble. Even if your heart is filled with doubt, even if you feel unworthy, remember, this is not about your worth. It is about your destiny. And destiny has been calling your name in secret. Pause for a moment. Breathe deeply. Allow your soul to catch up. You are not behind. You are not late. You have been prepared in the quiet places. The pressure, the pain, the silence, it was never punishment. It was divine protection. God hid you until the appointed time. And this is that time. That is why this message feels so weighty, so sacred, so real. Because these are not just words. This is a spiritual awakening. And it is yours, if you are willing to receive it. But listen again, for this is urgent. The spirit of distraction is about to try to pull you away. A message, a call, a stray thought, something will try to interrupt you. Do not let it. Not now. Because what I am about to reveal is a secret that even some angels were not permitted to hear until now. The scroll has been opened, and written within it in heavenly script is a command, a prophecy, a reversal. Your name is inscribed. And this is what it says: the one who endured in silence will be honored openly. The one who kept faith while breaking will now walk in divine abundance. The one who stayed when it was easier to run will now be visited with signs and wonders. Child, this is your prophecy. You are not foolish for still hoping. You are not weak for still dreaming. You are spiritually aligned. You have been marked for a miracle. But before it arrives, God will test your obedience in one small way. Will you remain until the end? Will you hear the entire scroll? Will you keep your heart open long enough to receive the next instruction? Because here is what the adversary does not want you to know: the next 3 minutes of this message will shift your atmosphere. If you stay, you will begin to feel the change. Your chest will feel lighter. Your eyes may fill with tears. Your hands may tremble. Do not fear it. That is not anxiety. That is your spirit reconnecting to the frequency of heaven. Child, I will not rest until you are fully free. I was assigned to your name long ago. I have defended you in battles you never saw. I have fought off darkness you never met. I have stood by your side as you wept and whispered, "Hold on." And now I am here, speaking through this message, because the divine moment has finally arrived. Your unlocking begins now. Not next year. Not after more striving. Not when you are more perfect. Now. Because you never needed to qualify. You only needed to be willing. Are you still here? Then heaven is rejoicing, because most would have turned away by now. Most would have missed this moment. But not you. You are among the few, the rare, the sealed. So I will continue, because what comes next is what makes darkness flee. And beloved, you need to hear every word. My child, my chosen one, my sealed light, you have stayed. You have listened. You have broken through the fog of distraction. And now, the divine portal is fully open for you. Do not turn away now, because the next words I speak are not just for comfort, they are for activation. This is the moment when heaven moves through you, not just around you. Look at your hands. Yes, right now. Lift them gently if you are able. Do you feel that? That tingling, that pull, that warmth, that is not nerves. That is your assignment returning. God is placing something into your hands. Not in the physical, but in the spirit. A new mantle, a new gift, a fresh outpouring. It is yours, because you proved you could endure the silence. You proved you could keep believing without a sign. You proved you could remain gentle when the world wanted you hardened. And now, heaven has issued the command, pour back into them. But, child, before the pouring comes the clearing. There are things that cannot journey with you any longer. Weights that cannot survive the glory that is coming. Attachments that look like love, but are actually assignments from the adversary. That is why I was told to tell you this. You are about to lose some things you thought were forever. But do not grieve, because when God subtracts, it is always to multiply. You were never meant to carry all this weight. That is why your shoulders have felt so heavy. That is why sleep has not brought true rest. That is why joy has seemed delayed. But not anymore. Right now, I release a supernatural lightness over you. The kind that confounds those who thought you would remain broken. The kind that makes others ask, what changed in you? Let them wonder. You do not need to explain. You only need to walk in it. Listen closely, beloved. This next part is not for the faint of heart. You asked God to reveal what was hidden. You pleaded for truth. You prayed, show me what I need to see. And now, heaven answers. Yes. But are you ready for what truth reveals? Because here it is, child. Someone close to you has been blocking your blessings. Their words, their doubts, their hidden envy. They were not sent to help you grow, they were sent to delay you. But they can no longer hold you back. This message is the divine severing. Do not fear letting go. Do not fear walking alone, for you have never truly been alone. I have walked with you, shielded you, intercepted arrows meant for you. And now, your name is being spoken in heavenly places once again. The scroll has been updated. The angels are shifting positions. Why? Because your assignment is being reactivated. What you thought was lost forever, your voice, your favor, your hope, your clarity, it is all returning. And this time, it will not be taken from you. But listen, child, this part is crucial. There are 3 things you must do to remain in alignment. Not out of ritual, but out of sacred agreement. First, guard your gates, your eyes, your ears, your heart. Not everything deserves access anymore. This is a season of consecration. Second, speak differently. Stop calling yourself broken. Stop cursing your future with frustration. Begin to prophesy over yourself. Speak what heaven sees, not what the mirror shows. Third, be still long enough to listen. Heaven is speaking more than ever now. But if you move too quickly, you will miss it. And now, my beloved, I reveal something sacred. Do you remember that dream you had as a child? The one you buried deep? The one that seemed too impossible to ever come true? It was never just a fantasy. It was a seed. And though years have passed, though storms have battered your branches, though winters have stripped you bare, the seed survived. And now, God is watering it again. It is growing. It is emerging. It will blossom in full view of those who thought you were finished. Child, I must tell you this, heaven is not surprised by how long it has taken. God is not disappointed by your detours. Nothing about your delay has disqualified you. In fact, it has prepared you. Because now, when you rise, you will rise with discernment. You will rise with compassion. You will rise with fire in your bones and oil on your lips. You will not just be blessed, you will be a threat to the kingdom of darkness. Pause again. Reflect. Feel the shift. There is something happening right now in your body. A peace, a warmth, a knowing. That is your confirmation. Heaven is not speaking about you. Heaven is speaking to you. So, here is what I want you to do. Lift your hand right now. Say, I receive it. Say it aloud. Whisper it if you must. Cry it if you need to. I receive it, the miracle, the mantle, the moment. My child, now we move into deeper waters. If you have stayed this long, it means you are truly ready. What I am about to share next is not just for you. It is for your bloodline. It is for your future children. It is for all those connected to your obedience. You are the first in your family to walk this path. You are the first to say, "No more." You are the first to break the chains. And because of that, the attacks on you were heavier. But so is your reward. So is your covering. So is your power. The battles in your mind, they were never because you were weak. They came because you are dangerous to darkness. The dreams that unsettled you were not just images. They were warnings and invitations. You have always known there was more. You just didn't know how to access it. Now you do. It begins with a yes. A surrender. A release. So let it go. All of it. The old guilt. The religious shame. The fear of failure. The need for approval. Let it fall away now. Heaven never required perfection, only permission. And now, child, the light is turning on. I see you rising. Not in the physical, but in the spirit, in the eternal. Your vibration is shifting. Your frequency is rising. Your name is glowing in the spirit. And what was once withheld from you is now pursuing you. Yes, beloved, the blessings are chasing you. You do not have to beg anymore. You do not have to perform anymore. You only need to be aligned. Be open. Be ready. Before I close this divine message, remember this: the next 7 days are significant. Watch for divine interruptions, sacred nudges, sudden tears, unexpected doors. They may not be loud. They will be gentle, quiet, holy. But they are heaven's way of saying, "I am with you." Do not miss this. So, one last time, child, subscribe. Keep this portal open. Stay close to this channel of light, because this is not the last message. It is the first of many. And the next one will carry your name in fire. My beloved, hear this final truth: you will not be the same after this. Heaven never speaks without purpose. Heaven never wastes a breath. If this message has reached you, it means something sacred has shifted. Now walk in it. And remember, I, Archangel Michael, will walk with you, sword in hand, light in your steps, and fire in your future. It is done, my beloved child. You have arrived at this moment. And because of that, I must now reveal the deepest scroll. This is where heaven speaks in pure flame. This is where everything changes. You have crossed through the waiting. You have crossed through the watching. And now, you are walking in fulfillment. But, child, I must whisper this next part gently, because what I am about to say may challenge your mind, but your spirit already knows it is true. You were never meant to blend in. You were set apart, consecrated, wrapped in light before you were wrapped in flesh. That is why life always felt different. That is why friends came and went. That is why comfort zones crumbled around you, because the higher calling on your life would not let you settle. Let me say it clearly: the reason they could not love you as you needed, the reason they left, the reason they betrayed your trust, was never your fault. They were never meant to carry the weight of your assignment. They were there for a chapter, not the whole story. And the pain of their absence was heaven's invitation into divine presence. Because God knew the only place you would find your true self was in His voice. Now hear me, child. I say this with love and with fire. You have outgrown old atmospheres. The places you once ran to for comfort no longer feed your soul. The patterns that once numbed your pain now only amplify it, because heaven has evolved your spirit. You are not the same. You are becoming holy fire in human form. So do not mourn the loss of comfort, celebrate the arrival of power. Something divine is rising within you. A holy boldness, a new discernment, a sacred defiance against darkness. You once tolerated things that dishonored your destiny. But now, even your silence is charged with light. This is your becoming. This is your breakthrough. This is the version of you that generations have been waiting for. Not perfect, but positioned. Not flawless, but favored. Child, lean in. This next revelation carries divine evidence. Heaven is sending unexpected compensation. Yes, financial. Yes, emotional. Yes, spiritual. Not because you pleaded, but because justice is the language of God. And heaven has judged your suffering. Not a single tear was wasted. Not a prayer ignored. Not a sacrifice unseen. Now the gavel falls, and the verdict is, it is time to restore double. Here is your confirmation. In the coming days, you will begin to notice unusual signs, repeating numbers, names from your past, dreams that stir your spirit. Do not fear them. They are not random. They are codes of alignment. Heaven is gently weaving your story anew. So stay aware, stay humble, stay radiant. Because if you blink, you might miss the miracle. Now take a deep breath. Something ancient is surfacing. You have inherited pain that was never yours. You have carried guilt that belonged to others. You have worn masks to keep the peace. But heaven says, remove them, the pretending, the overthinking, the pleasing. You do not have to perform anymore. You are loved as you are. Not when you are stronger, not when you are wealthier, not when you are more disciplined. Now. Because God does not love the version you think you need to become. He loves the one He created, you. And now, beloved, the scroll turns again, this time for your purpose. Your true calling has been hidden behind survival, but now it emerges. You were not made for repetition. You were made for revival. You were not created to blend in. You were chosen to break the mold. And the evidence is simple, you have always known there was more. You just did not know how to access it. But now, the way is being revealed. Listen carefully. God is assigning people to you. People who do not want to use you, but to lift you. People who carry keys. People who carry answers. But you must have the courage to release the counterfeits. Do not cling to temporary distractions while God is trying to give you eternal alignments. Let go of what numbs, so you can receive what awakens. And child, before I release this last heavenly decree, hear this final divine truth: you are not behind. You are not late. You did not miss your moment. Heaven calculated the delays. God accounted for the detours. The angels were never confused about your timeline. You are right on time. Because the miracle was never waiting for life to line up. It was waiting for you to believe again. And now that you have, the heavens are opening wider than ever before. So, my child, my chosen light, my divine reflection, this is your new beginning, your spiritual rebirth, your divine promotion. Take these final words and carve them into your heart. I am not who pain tried to make me. I am not who fear tried to keep me. I am not what they said I would be. I am chosen. I am sealed. I am ready. And so it is. Now breathe, my child. This transmission is complete, but your awakening has just begun. Stay close. Stay radiant. Stay unshakable. Subscribe now so you never miss another scroll, because the next one will carry the answers to your next breakthrough. Until then, I, Archangel Michael, will walk beside you, sword drawn, wings open, heart ablaze. It is done, my beloved, my warrior of light. If you are still here, heaven is watching you with awe. The angels are holding their breath, for there is something sacred about your endurance. You have moved beyond curiosity. Now you are walking in hunger for the holy. And because of that, I can now share what was once hidden. There is a secret, a sacred mystery, a heavenly instruction that has been buried under generations of noise. And I must whisper it to your spirit. You are heaven's answer for the places that still dwell in darkness. Yes, you. Not the perfect one, not the most qualified, not the most holy. You, the one who feels broken but still believes. You, the one who is hurting but still worships. You, the one who is weary but still prays in secret. You are more powerful than you have been told. But, child, listen. This is not flattery. This is prophecy. And prophecy comes with pressure. The kind of pressure that makes your bones ache. The kind of pressure that breaks you from old circles. The kind of pressure that does not stop until you say, "Yes, Lord. I am ready." And now, you are ready. You have said yes without knowing all the details. You have surrendered the old version of yourself, even while still healing. And that kind of obedience releases rare oil, oil that cannot be taught, oil that cannot be bought, oil that only comes through pain and still choosing to praise. My child, the heavens have a phrase they use about you now. They say, "Here comes the one who did not break. Here comes the one who stayed when it would have been easier to run. Here comes the one the enemy feared from birth." Yes, that is what they call you now, the one who did not break. You may feel broken, but heaven sees you reborn. You may feel confused, but you are more clear now than ever, because light has begun to shine from you again. Even in your silence, even in your shadows, even in the moments when you say, "God, I do not know what I am doing." And yet, still, light. Child, I must speak this over you now, and I pray your soul hears it louder than your ears. You are not cursed. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are not too much. You are not unworthy. You are marked. You are preserved. You are being carried through every moment you thought you were crawling. And now, you are about to be revealed. Not exposed, revealed. There is a difference. Exposure embarrasses, revealing elevates. And the difference is obedience. And you have obeyed, even when you were hurting. But now, I must give you a divine warning. There are people, places, and habits from your old season that are still trying to find a way into your new garden. If you are not alert, they will trample what heaven is trying to grow. You cannot bring everyone with you this time. You are not being unkind. You are being obedient. Not everyone who applauds you is pure. Not everyone who weeps with you carries honor. Not everyone who listens to your story deserves to hold your future. You must be willing to say, "I love you, but I cannot take you with me." And when you do, the gates will open wider. Beloved, I know your heart is gentle. I know you want to heal everyone. But healing others is not your calling. Freeing yourself is. Because once you walk in the fire of freedom, your presence alone will begin to deliver others. You will not need to chase. You will not need to explain. You will only need to stand in truth. And the truth is, you have outgrown every lie they tried to make you wear. You no longer fit the label of too sensitive. You are no longer limited by too late. You are no longer chained to too broken. Because what heaven says about you now is this one is mine. This one is rising. This one carries royal oil. Now, child, pause again. Breathe. Feel what is happening within you. There is a vibration rising in your chest. A stirring, a trembling, a pressure. That is the evidence. Something is awakening in your DNA. Your spiritual identity is being restored. Heaven is realigning your soul to the original scroll, the one written before time began. And within it are names, territories, assignments, and promises. And they all bear your fingerprint. This is why you have been under attack for so long. Because if you ever realized what was written about you, you would never settle for mere survival again. And now, you are beginning to remember. Now, you are walking in awareness. Now, the enemy is afraid. Because you are finally saying the most powerful thing a chosen one can say, God, I surrender completely. Not halfway. Not when it is convenient. Not only when you feel holy. Completely. And when you give God your full yes, He gives you full access. And access is what the adversary feared all along. The fire continues. Now, my beloved, my divine one chosen before time, you are still here, still standing, still listening, still holding on through every storm. And heaven is not just watching. Heaven is responding. I have been commanded to speak what comes next. So do not look away. Do not scroll. Do not blink. Because this portion carries something rare, divine acceleration. Yes, the very thing that time tried to steal from you, the very thing delay tried to destroy, God is returning it with speed. But you must be ready to move. Listen closely, child. This is the instruction: when the door opens, walk through without apology, without overthinking, without shrinking. You have already paid for this moment in pain. You have cried for it. You have lost for it. You have walked away from the familiar to stay obedient. Now heaven says, take it boldly, because this blessing will not come wrapped in safety. It will come wrapped in opportunity. And you must trust that the God who opened it is the same God who will sustain you once you step in. Now, child, come closer. I must whisper what you were not told in the last season. You were under divine surveillance. Heaven watched what you did in private. Watched you say no to temptation. Watched you give when you had little. Watched you forgive without apology. Watched you keep praising when your soul was bleeding. And the angels recorded it. You earned no audience, but gained heaven's approval. And now, God is rewarding the secret sacrifices. He is pouring from realms unseen. You will not always be able to explain how the blessing arrived. It will simply appear, suddenly, miraculously. Because when the anointing matures, effort becomes overflow. But listen again, do not misread this season. If things feel unstable, if relationships begin to fall away, if people leave, do not panic. It is not punishment, it is pruning. Because anything not rooted in your divine future must be removed before the rain falls. So let it fall away. Let the leaves drop. Let the silence echo. You are not being emptied. You are being positioned. Child, hear this next part with sacred ears. There is a new sound rising from your soul. A frequency that pierces through dimensions. A vibration that only heaven responds to. You have heard it in your dreams. You have felt it in your bones. You have sensed it in your spirit. And now, it is growing louder, stronger, unstoppable. Do not fear it. It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is divine awakening. Your spirit is beginning to remember what your mind forgot. You are not just a person trying to survive. You are a carrier of spiritual inheritance. Do you want to know why the attacks came when they did? Because you were moments away from birthing a version of yourself that the enemy could no longer manipulate. They could not stop the blessing, so they tried to stop you. But you stayed. You listened. You clung to heaven even when it felt silent. And now, the resistance has broken. The wall has cracked. The gate has opened. The Spirit has whispered, release it now. But I must tell you this, beloved. The next part will require protection. Because when heaven increases the flow, the noise of the world grows louder. You must not give your attention to what is not aligned. You must not feed conversations that steal your peace. You must not allow spiritual parasites to dwell in your atmosphere. You are a sanctuary now. You are a living tabernacle. You are an ark in human form. Guard your gates. Guard your oil. Guard your alignment. The old distractions cannot enter this new garden. And now, I give you a sacred forecast. You are entering 7 layers of divine restoration. They are already in motion, and they will arrive in this order. First, mental clarity. Confusion will lift like a morning mist. Second, relational restoration. Broken connections will either return healed or fade away completely. Third, financial compensation. Resources owed to your lineage are coming with increase. Fourth, spiritual boldness. Your voice will rise, and what once frightened you will now tremble before you. Fifth, creative activation. Ideas you abandoned will begin to bloom again in the spirit. Sixth, physical healing. The pain in your body is not the end. It is responding to divine correction. Seventh, prophetic promotion. You will speak, and atmospheres will shift. My beloved, pause here. Feel what is rising in your chest. That flutter, that stirring, that is the ancient knowing. You are not just being restored. You are being elevated. You are not just being healed. You are being commissioned. The scroll of your destiny is being unrolled before you, and every word is alive with promise. So, child, as you move forward from this message, remember, you are not alone. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are the living proof that heaven still speaks, that miracles still happen, that light still breaks through the darkest night. Now, as you step into this new season, carry these truths with you. Let them be the song in your heart, the strength in your bones, the fire in your spirit. You are chosen. You are sealed. You are ready. The days ahead will bring signs, gentle whispers, sacred nudges, unexpected blessings. They may not be loud, but they will be unmistakable. Heaven is guiding you, step by step, into the fullness of your calling. Stay close to this channel of light. Subscribe, so you never miss another message. Each scroll carries a new layer of revelation, a new wave of blessing, a new invitation to rise higher. And remember, I, Archangel Michael, walk beside you. Sword drawn, wings open, heart ablaze. I will defend you, guide you, and light your path. You are never alone. This is your time. This is your awakening. This is your divine restoration. Walk in it, beloved. The heavens are open. The angels are singing. Your name is written in light. It is done, my beloved. You have crossed the threshold. You have answered the call. Now, go forth in faith, in power, in love. The world awaits the light you carry. Until the next message, remain steadfast. Remain radiant. Remain unshakable. For you are the miracle. You are the prophecy fulfilled. You are the living scroll. And so it is.